Power structures are a staple of all the Alien films. In the main 4 films, it often revolves around removing the existing power structure that allows Ellen Ripley to take charge, be it the captain who just runs the ship, colonial marines who are out of their depth, or pirates who just want out. In all circumstances, she is something of an outsider, even when she's a member of the crew, frequently questioned, even undermined, by crewmates. When she arrives on Fiorina, her very gender makes her an outsider. The all-male, double Y chromosome facility on Fiorina is officially run by Superintendent Andrews on behalf of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, with Assistant Superintendent Aaron as his deputy. Unofficially, most of the power lies with prisoner Dylan. Work assignments are managed by Aaron and reinforced by Dylan. This setup is similar to a colonial power backing a local power base to maintain order among the populace. Andrews and Aaron can't maintain order by force between the two of them, so delegate that authority to Dylan. Interestingly enough, both Andrews and Aaron are white, as the colonial overlords, while Dylan is black. However, there is another unofficial hierarchy under Dylan. This can be seen in a number of scenes, some of which were cut from the theatrical version. Dylan's chief acolytes at the start of the film are David, Junior, and Gregor. They stand nearby during the rumour control scene. They stand near him at the rear of the group during the cremation. They are seated at his table in the dinner scene afterwards. Junior and Gregor are with Dylan as they dispatch Boggs, Rains and Golic on their foraging mission. Junior and Gregor are next seen again attempting to rape Ripley with William and Martin. David's absence might suggest that he possibly reported something to Dylan, which allowed the latter to intervene. In the next rumour control scene, David maintains his position at Dylan's left hand, while Junior and Gregor have been banished to the end of the row of tables, sharing only with Eric as it's the closest table to the kitchen as befitting his job. However, he also sits apart from the would-be rapists. Meanwhile, Morse, who very vocally sucked up to Dylan in the first rumour control scene by shouting about the vows of celibacy they'd taken, has now been promoted to sit at Dylan's table. It's interesting to see Junior's reaction when Ripley forces her way into Dylan's group. It's one of confusion, while Gregor maintains a more predatory reaction. David looks to be more wary than confused. It's entirely possible that Junior's confusion at Dylan's acceptance of Ripley, such as it was something that gave him license to attack Ripley. Or perhaps he was put up to it by the less confused Gregor. Or perhaps it was born out of jealousy, and he thought degrading Ripley in such a manner would make Dylan less friendly towards the woman. Both Frank and Murphy, who talked about Ripley in a lascivious manner in the abattoir, don't seem to move in the same social areas as Dylan's inner circle, and neither are part of the attack. We see how wretched Junior feels during the quinitracetylene fire, and his partner in crime, Gregor, is on fire. Ripley comes to her attacker's aid, putting the fire out, and she and Junior exchange a look. Junior, in tears, realising how far he has fallen, stumbles through the chaos trying to find a switch to activate the sprinklers. His only dialogue, excised from the final film, comes when he taunts the alien and sacrifices himself to trap it in the toxic waste dump. To further tarnish his legacy, Golic later releases the alien, rendering Junior's shot at redemption ultimately worthless. None of this rates a mention in any of the scripts. There's no descriptions of who sits where or whether Dylan even has any acolytes or not. The closest we come is the script dated 18 December 1990 by David Giler and Walter Hill, where in the middle of beating the brothers up after they attack Ripley, Dylan says to Junior, "You have been closer to me and my teaching than anyone else." This is absent in later drafts where Junior is more openly defiant of Dylan during the scene. After the fire, Dylan is deferential to Ripley, asking her what she thinks they should do. David and Morse both defy Dylan's decision-making, indicating that his authority is eroding as he lets Ripley lead. Eventually, her two other main roadblocks throughout the second half of the film, Aaron and Morse, accept her leadership. While this battle ends with a woman leading a world of men to their ends, they are ultimately raised up to redemption as Dylan foretold, and Ripley's war against the company is won.